Hello there, and welcome back to the RC Barn. Today we're going to continue on the 50cc Edge or Extra. If anybody's not familiar with this project, this is from the Junk to Gem project we started a couple months ago. And basically what I started with was a Great Plains Extra 50cc ARF from the 90s. And the fuselage was in really bad shape, but everything else was in good shape. So I'm just showing what is possible to bring something back to life, because when you build a model, in all reality, all you're doing is the flight characteristics of the wing carry through the model, no matter what the fuselage it looks like. Obviously, you got rudder elevator movements that would affect a plane somewhat, but all your flight characteristics comes from the wing. So we started building profile fuselage for it to get rid of that old fuselage that we had no plans for, and plans do not exist for. I know there's been some comments in the things that, well, that's not really from Junk to Gem because you're just building a new fuse for, a new airplane. And I'm like, not really. I mean, we're saving something that would otherwise have gone into, the garbage pile or burnt up and, forgotten about. So, I mean, 90s was over 20 years ago now. So, I mean, some of this might not feel like an old model, but it is, and it's part of the history of airplanes. So we're, doing what we can to salvage that. So, anyways, going forward on that, the plans for this is to keep working on as much as I can. I have a few. I want to get my winter projects wrapped up. I might have to, if it takes too long to get finished here, might have to take a break and get to some of my airplanes that, like the something extra twin that I want to get through. It doesn't really need any work, just a thorough check of the airframe, make sure it's ready for flying season. It's probably here before we know it. So regular flying season, anyways. Weather's too crappy to be thinking about flying every weekend. It's raining and chilly and windy today, so still waiting for summer to kick off, or good flying weather anyways. So anyways, where I'm at today, went ahead, yesterday we got the center wing chunks here that I scratch built to convert this over to a profile. We got those covered and epoxied in. I went ahead and threw the wing tube in there. I did have to sand on the tube a little bit, and the aluminum part and the fiberglass part to get it to slide in. It's still a little tight, but I can deal with that. This will probably, the wing tube will never, there's really no reason for it to ever really come out for transportation purposes. Not that big of a wing tube. The rudder here, I know you can't really see it, but it did dry up. It's not tacky anymore. It's got good moment. As far as flying this plane, this is going to be probably closer to IMAC than 3D. We'll see if it'll 3D. I don't know if it will or not. But I went ahead and got this wing here stripped down last night and into the morning. And then, see if I can get you in the view here. There you go. I went ahead and used the tape method to get all the little bits off of it. It's not perfect. I'll show you that here in a second if you guys haven't seen my video on stripping airplanes down. And also discovered some damage. So here on the wingtip, I did get another piece of balsa in there. There you go, right here. I still have the bottom to do yet. Like I said, I just I cut it at a triangle, picking up the rib. The rib had a little bit of damage to it, so I rebuilt that. And then I still got a little bit more sanding to do here to smooth things out, and maybe a little bit of filler. Trying to make this look kind of nice. The fuselage come out pretty nice and everything, so I like to have the wings match. So anyways, I got the bottom of the right wing over here on the table. And just real quick, I'll show you how I'm doing this, because I know this comes up pretty often. Now, I stripped this wing down. Come on. Work with me there, camera mount. So I stripped this wing down, and what you're kind of left over with this pieces like this. And for the most part, you want to try to get all the, there's a layer of plastic over the top of the covering, and for the most part you want to get that off. I've done that already, and what we're left here is with chunks of paint. Now there's a little bit there, you can feel it. We'll see if that comes off. So all I do to get this, and this isn't a foolproof method, but I got some clear packing tape here, and what I do is you just run your packing tape across the affected area that you want to strip. This works really good. Like I said, it doesn't get it all off. You want to get it down nice and tight. You want to leave yourself over here on the wingtip. I got a little tail there to grab a hold of. We got one here too in case I need it. So you get it down real nice and tight, and then you grab your heat gun and then you heat it up. And when I try to get you in view here so you can see this. Something oddly satisfying about this. So just heat it up a little bit and then start lifting. You don't need to pull. And obviously the more you go, the faster you gotta go, because the tape's heating up. You can see it shrinking there. Don't worry about that. We're just try to keep you in view here. And that's what you're left with. And a pretty clean surface. You can leave the glue. I don't worry about sanding the glue off or anything like that. You can rough it up. Just want to get the majority off of it, because I'm not sure exactly. I'm hoping to get this is the bottom of the wing. I'm hoping to cover this all in one piece of white. I got to see how much white Monocoat I got laying around. If I have enough to do the whole thing, that would be ideal. Then maybe later on we could, come back in and checkerboard this like it was before, probably with a different color. But I'm trying to get rid of the majority of this. White will show this blue through time and time again, and it just, you got a first coloring job. You want it to look nice. So this is gonna come in handy. I got a Picadillas that I've been meaning to get around to restoring, and it's black, and you guys know how much I like black. And I would like to cover that in a white and blue. Is my idea. So all the black will have to come off. I'm gonna do another one here real quick. And you don't have to, like I said, you do not have to pull hard. It'll just come up on its own. See? And that's all there is to it. So anyways, I'm going to keep stripping here. And I think you guys have watched me do covering quite a bit. So I'm going to get all this stripped down. I'm going to make the necessary repairs this afternoon. And then, I don't know if I'll get, hopefully I'll get around to doing some covering on this. Because this, like this wing here, I do not find any damage on this one that needs addressed. It needs a little bit of sanding. But, and we're going to leave, the other thing I do is I'm going to leave as much of this down in here as I can in the hinge line. Just so it's protected. I mean, we'll cover right to this, and for the most part you shouldn't even really see it, so when it gets done. So there's the top. You can see I've already done a bunch of and that's what I'm talking about. Like, you won't get rid of all of it. We can come in here and sand this a little bit, maybe get rid of some more of it, This is 3/32 sheeting, so I'm not worried about making it too awfully thin. But yeah, that's where we're at on the wings. Once we get done with wings, get them covered, it'll take very much time to get it ready to fly. So I do with the other one. We need to make some landing gear here. Kind of hard to see the TV with fuselage in the way. So I went ahead and got the landing gear off of the old fuselage there, and took it over to the other shop and cut it in half. There was a nice little mark there to do that with. And reason why we need to do that is because I need to put a bend in here and go straight up here. So I thought I would show you guys a little bit of this. Now, I don't know if you've caught on to, what's his name, Rick's RC. He's building a giant sweep and low kit, and he just bent up his own landing gear. Better find my lighter here. There it is. So anyways, he just used the torch and a bit of patience here, and he showed using using a lighter to put soot on the part, and then once that was gone, it was ready to bend. I tried it on the first one and I burned all the soot off, but it still wasn't hot enough to bend. So it seems to me that it's just more of a sit here, hold it, work it back and forth. Aluminum is a great conductor of heat and dissipating it, and yet when you're heating it up, it doesn't get hot like steel would. It doesn't get cherry red. It just keeps absorbing the heat. So I would not be an idiot like me and attempt this and not be wearing a pair of gloves or whatnot, but it's such a big landing gear, it's not really getting hot down towards the end. And I can't push on this because it's so bendy. I got to push right here. A little more. It's starting to go. But also with the vise on here, that's gonna absorb some heat too. So it's gonna take it away from the area you want to bend it at. But I'm just heating it back and forth, real close here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's going real nice and easy back and forth across the surface here. Try it again. Yep, there we go. You don't want, looking more for a relationship between, like I said, I already bent this one. This one we gotta go a little more. These landing gear ain't perfect because they're like I said, it's warm down here, but it ain't hot. Let's rearrange this just a little bit. That's hot. Looks like this one's got bent a little bit, maybe in a bad landing in its previous life or whatever, so let's straighten this out a little bit. Good enough. So we'll let that cool. So this one's already cold. You can see we'll just sandwich these between the landing gear, between the fuselage. I already got 2 holes here, and then I'll drill a third one here, up here. like so. There you go. Okay, and then I'll round all this off and make it pretty with my. I'll probably take it back over to my bandsaw and cut it with my. I got a metal bandsaw over in the other shop, and I mean they probably don't have to be. They're pretty close right there. The biggest thing is to make sure that your distance between the landing gear orientation and that is the same. That's pretty close. Pretty happy with that. So anyways, there's landing gear, and you know, yeah, you can bend stock gear up to do what you want with it. I've done that a couple of times. So piece of covering stuck to my shoe. Anyhow, I'll bring it back when we got a little bit more to show you. All right, just a quick update before I call it a night here. Got the something I was gonna say earlier was for filler I use that Drydex lightweight spackling for drywall. I have not sanded this yet, but had a low spot here and a low spot here. Of course, this is on the bottom. It doesn't matter a whole lot from, I went ahead and repaired this and that. That came out pretty smooth there on the corner. So that's all done. I'll let this dry overnight. You can still see a little shade of pink in there. That means it's not quite dry yet. So got that going on. We'll sand that tomorrow and probably get on to covering this thing. And I got a little crack there I got to give some attention to. So got this all set up. Went ahead and put the tail wheel bracket on. That is from the stock Great Plains Extra. I just put the screws down in there, pre-drilled, and screwed them down in there and back to back off, and got it. Put some thin CA down there to harden the threads, and that worked pretty good. I don't think that's going anywhere. I got a little bit of screwing around to do with this because the tail wheels doesn't want to move. So a little bit of oil and maybe a little heat and loosen things back up again. Looks kind of rusty in there. So got a little bit of work to do on that part. Got the idea with the landing gear, if I can find it. There they are. It is something like that. I want the axle, just in front of the wing. Like I said, I got a little trimming to do. I think that'll give us plenty of ground clearance with a, 2-inch wheel or so, 2.5-inch wheel. I don't know how well you can see this. There you go. So we'll deal with that tomorrow too. Get the landing gear on and get these wings covered and stuff, and maybe the elevator halves and stuff like that. And then, yeah. So, anyways, you guys have yourself a good night, and I will. Oh, somebody wanted to see. That's a Super Sportster 40 up there on the ceiling. That is the first airplane I've ever built, and build started in 1987 when I was 7 years old. It flew in 1988. It's been through 2 crashes, 3 restorations for the most part. It's got a KMB 40 on it. It is now retired. There's a motor still in it, but it's the way she looked when it was first built. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a lot of interest to you guys, but it's still a pretty cool plane. So, anyways, you guys take her easy, and we will talk to you later. Bye.